Have you ever felt that you're wandering aimlessly, lost, life feeling meaningless because you just don't know what your true purpose in life is and how to find it? Well, you're not alone. Welcome to your multidimensional journey. I'm Tracy Canberra, and today we're going to explore the steps to help you find your life path and discover your ultimate purpose without needing a psychic, a tarot reader, or a life coach. And a caveat here, your life path is not your soul mission. Your soul mission is always service to others, but how you serve is for you to find out, and that's a whole nother podcast. Maybe I'll do that one next. So, finding your life path is not just about achieving success or reaching certain goals, especially considering many of our goals are created from conditioning and patterning and influenced by parents and teachers, friends, others. Many of us struggle with figuring out what we are truly meant to do in this life. The pressure to find our purpose can be overwhelming, leaving us feeling lost and confused, or worse, we thought we were on our life path, but things change and we no longer resonate. And that's what happened to me in Sedona. I moved to Sedona over a dozen years ago to be with my tribe, the hippies and healers, I call them. And the first years were pretty incredible with community and massive growth in my multidimensional skills. I was home. I was galactic more than human. I felt that this was my life path, and it wasn't. And I'll tell you what life paths truly are and share mine in a couple of minutes. But no, what happened was the conditions in Sedona changed dramatically to conform to my life path. To keep it brief, I'll just say this. Airbnb arrived and most of the hippies and healers got kicked out. They lost their rentals. They had to leave town. Then the pandemic arrived, and I'll tell you, cramming 8 million visitors into a town of 10,000 meant you couldn't even drive down the street most days. Think of Disney World on a major holiday, and it was like that every day. And the kicker was my best friend died, and it was just a final straw. My life path, or my perceived life path, and my identity as a best friend, as a galactic mentor, as a member of my tribe, were all gone. So I felt lost and confused and honestly mostly angry. So often our life path is tied in with an identity that we or others assign to us. So how do we navigate through the uncertainty, the confusion, the lostness, maybe the apathy or frustration or anger when we discover that our current path is not working or identity doesn't fit anymore? How do we reinvent ourselves? How do we find our true life path, which isn't career or family, and it isn't always positive or altruistic? It is actually an emotion or purpose given by our soul pre-incarnationally. It's what your soul desires to experience in this lifetime. Yep, your life path is not what you thought. It's not what I thought. So to find your true life path, you start by looking at the patterns in your life. What has been playing out over and over in your life? It could be loss or abandonment or guilt and shame or specific trauma or self-love or compassion or success and ease and grace. Many, many different things. I'll confess to you, my life path is abandonment. So it's played out since childhood with my parents divorcing, obviously within romantic relationships and their breakups, even with friendships. When we look at self-sabotage, when you break up with your partner before they can dump you, self-sabotage is fulfilling the life path of abandonment. So when I looked back at Sedona, of course, everyone abandoned me, and then Sedona changed, essentially abandoning me, so I left. I moved from Sedona, I moved from Arizona altogether. So when you go deep within and truly look at the major patterns that you have repeated in your life, you'll find the first clue to your true soul-given life path. Next, look at your emotions. When I say that my tribe abandoned me, did they really? They got kicked out of Sedona, but it was never their intention to abandon me. And me feeling abandoned was my choice based on what was lodged deep in my emotional body. So explore your repeating emotions. What comes up for you a lot? What's your go-to emotion? Anger, victimhood, loss, falling short? Incarnated angels, or what I term those humans that resonate most to angelic energy, to their angelic other soul sparks, the other lives their soul is having, they often feel a deep confusion and massive sensitivity, far more than just empathicness. Angel empaths are like empaths on steroids, in my experience. I see it a lot in my clients. Their soul wanted to embody angelic energies in a 3D world, so their life path is to lose themselves in the density of 3D and the path of finding themselves through returning to angelic love and compassion. So that brings me to the purpose of a life path. Once you realize your life path by looking at your past patterns, behaviors, traumas, thoughts, and emotions, you can shift it, you can rewrite it, you can complete it. You can. It's like graduating university. You're done, and you can move on to a higher frequency life path, co-created by you and your soul based on your current ascension trajectory. As for me, I had to release the beliefs that I held about being abandoned and shift my thinking and feelings. I'll confess, my parents divorced when I was 7. And when I was about 47, my older brother mentioned one day, Dad didn't leave us, Mom did. She divorced him, and she moved you guys 3 hours away. Boom. My mind was blown. My whole identity and life path was based on that abandonment story. And it wasn't even true. Talk about feeling silly. This is where you move into no judgment and no criticism. I moved into my objective observer mode and watched on my mind screen as all the major events played out based on the story I ran with that created my identity and my life path. So as I watched the movies play out and I looked at all of the instances I thought I was abandoned, and I looked at all the times that I shut down or ran away or ended something before they could end it to me, at me, I allowed so much to just resurface and float away. I am not saying that you have to go through everything again, that you have to relive the trauma. Not like that. When you step into divine neutral, when you step into objective observer and you're watching it on a mind screen, you are not feeling it like you did originally. You are simply observing it, letting it fly away. You've got that distance from it. I am not asking you to swim in your trauma. I'm asking you to release it. Once I watched the movies on my mind screen and I went through the instances and I observed all of the times and I got a greater awareness of what I created based on my life path, then I asked my guides, my angels, my soul, I call them my peeps. I asked my peeps for more clarity. I asked for the truth in the situations so that I could release all of the patterns, the deeply held emotions, so I could heal. And not only did I ask for clarity, I asked for help in healing. I asked for support. I surrounded myself with the archangels and I said, take it out. Just pluck it right out of me. Now, healing is actually co-healing, just like creating is co-creating. So you can't say angels take this and expect them to do all the work while you go play golf. That's not the way it works. Sorry, the archangels are laughing at me right now. Aurora is saying, no, actually, if you played golf and went into something that brought you passion, you already set the intention of releasing all of that trauma. So if you go and follow a passion and do something lighthearted, you make it easier to release it and you make it easier for us to come in and help you release it. So actually go play golf or hike or kayak or whatever brings you passion. Okay, now we know. It took me quite a while to shift out of my abandonment life path, and I still practice it every day. I set my intentions of others loving me and supporting me, and I see everything everyone does to me as support of me, right? They're doing it at me, not to me. They're doing it in support of me. I find the support. And if something appears truly negative, then I just step into divine neutrality and I'm objective and I see. Most times the things people do, they're doing to themselves. They're just doing it at you. You just got splatted. Sorry, my soul is showing me someone throwing up and it gets on your shoes. Not a fun picture, but welcome to being me. So, as I practice seeing others supporting me and feeling loved and feeling part of community, even if I spend great times in reclusiveness or being alone, I did commit to completing my life path so I could spend my time in my soul mission, in my passions, and in true alignment. Now, when I fall into an old pattern that's reflecting my completed life path, I'm done with it. But sometimes old patterns, old emotions come up because remember, levels and layers to everything that we're clearing and healing for ascension. So when something comes up, I do what I say I swear in every podcast. I step back, I pause, I reflect, I get my awareness and go, okay. I notice I'm doing an old pattern. I'm feeling abandonment again. So I use my tools to dig myself out of it and return to my true self, which means do something that makes me happy. Switch the situation around. Ask a good friend. I feel like they meant this. Do you feel that? No, not at all. Look at it this way. And I can release it. And if I'm having a hard time releasing it, I'll do meditation. I'll go for a run. I'll listen to music. I'll dance around the house. There are so many tools to use. So look at your history, your patterns and emotions, and they will tell you your true soul-created life path. Go inward. Ask your guides and angels, what is your life path? Talk to your soul. And when you ask questions, and ask lots of them, then look for the answers because they will show up, sometimes everywhere. I always say, ask the question and take everything as an answer. See the answer in everything. A hummingbird flies up to the window. That's not because they're hungry. It's because they're bringing you joy. Hummingbirds mean joy. There's the answer. So once you've asked the questions and you are looking for the answers and you have objectively and with awareness look through your patterns and emotions, you'll discover your true life path. And then you can use the tools in your spiritual toolkit to clear the patterns and beliefs, thoughts, feelings. And if you feel you need therapy, go get it. And if you want to use a healer or coach, find someone. If you want to do it on your own, you can do that too. But remember, you are never on your own. You have a team of guides and angels. You've got your soul, source, the universe, all that is. And on earth, you've got your true tribe of loved ones. So remind yourself, you are loved and supported and never alone. And reach out when you feel you need to. Reach out to whomever you feel would support you the most in this situation. And if you don't feel you have anyone like that, again, call on your guides and angels. Tell yourself you feel the love surrounding you, feel the support surrounding you, because it's true. I can see the love and support surrounding you. In client sessions, I see the passed on loved ones and the angels and the guides and the archangels and the higher versions of self. And of course, your soul is within me talking the whole time. So you are never alone. So go inward, use your awareness, go deep, put it on the mind screen, be the objective observer. And remember, always, no self-judgment, no criticism. Just keep moving through the scenes on your mind screen. Keep moving forward with self-love, with self-compassion. And as you clear and heal, you create a void for your higher dimensional path, your soul mission to emerge. So when you're in the void, reach for excitement. Reach for the elation of new beginnings. Feel it, sense it, move into it. Notice new passions and follow them. Notice new desires and act on them. Allow a new identity to emerge and flow with it until another emerges and flow into that. You know the song, Hold On Loosely. I'd sing it, but I have a terrible singing voice, so I won't subject you to that. But go through identity after identity after identity. Try them all on for size. Change them every day, just like you change your socks. Now, just to shake things up, I will tell you that some humans have a very beautiful and, dare I say, easy life path. And it's not too complete. It's to embody their entire life. Yep, not everyone gets the opposite or negative experience in order to move into the positive. Not everyone gets a dualistic life path. There are some that come down here as support beings and they skip the duality, the trauma to be healed. I'm clearly not one of them. And if you are, congratulations. The rest of us will join you as we heal and ascend. But I will say, most all of my clients and my friends have the dualistic life path. For example, your life path could be self-love. So you start out in this life with a lack of self-love, and your parents confirm it, and your teachers confirm it, and your first boyfriend or girlfriend confirms it, and all of the events in your life confirm lack of love, so lack of self-love. And then you choose to complete the life path, and you move into self-love. You start using your tools to create more self-love. That's what usually happens. And I'll end with a funny story. The first time I saw a completed life path many years ago, because I was still working on my life path, I didn't know I could complete it and move on. I was in an in-person session in Sedona. So the client was right in front of me, and her soul shows me her life path is complete. And in my head, to her soul, I was like, oh my God, does this mean this lady is dying tomorrow? Her life path is complete. Is she leaving the planet? I don't want to tell her that. Don't make me tell her that. And her soul just laughed at me and they're like, calm down. It just means that her life path is complete and she can move into higher frequencies of ascension. She can move more fully into her soul mission. Yeah, that was quite the relief. So you see, when you complete your life path and you move into higher frequencies of ascension, new co-creative paths, that's when you more easily manifest. So when everyone says you have to find your self-love or you have to heal your trauma or you have to do this or that if you want to manifest your dream life, it means completing your life path so you can truly attract everything you've dreamt of because it is all possible.